Latest for Starmer. 83 politicians now have called for him to resign, but he says he's not gonna quit. He's gonna carry on governing, and it's gonna now drag on for the rest of the week, and there's gonna be a leadership challenge definitely because he's refusing. So we'll have to wait and see. I was just watching James O'Brien on LBC, and he summed up this one thing brilliantly, like with everything that's gone on and Labour's downfall and stuff like that. And you know what? I'm gonna share it. I'll comment a bit on it as well. Let me just push play, and we'll begin watching it. It's not long. It's 12.5 minutes.
You should have just done something about the people that are doing this country down while claiming to be patriots. You should have done something about the newspapers. You should have done something about the social media platforms. You should have done something about the abject corruption of public discourse. Look at what the racists are saying about you right now on social media, inventing absolute pie-in-the-sky stories involving criminal cases that, 5 years ago even, 10 years ago, definitely, 20 years ago, absolutely would have been laughed off the page by anybody sentient in this country. But now, oh yes, it's a very, very valid talking point. There'll probably be a reform councillor popping up later claiming that it's true. It's as if chemtrails and vaccine conspiracists have been given the floor. And Keir Starmer turned up and just sort of went, well, nobody agrees about everything, and what we need to do is put our shoulders to the wheel. Geez. Beginning to think you never read my last book. It's 10 minutes after 11. You are listening to James O'Brien on LBC. Let's add that question to the list. I am not quite sure how we ended up here. So this broadens out the issue from Starmer to Rayner to Miliband to Streeting to Burnham. I'm not quite sure how we ended up here. We are basically discussing a leadership crisis with no challenger. And this is where I've got the David Mitchell thing kicking in again. Are we the enemy? Is this a leadership crisis caused largely by media coverage? No, because 80 MPs have told Catherine West that they want him to move on. But what are they responding to? Self-interest or media coverage? This idea that, oh, look, here's another crisis. Dumpy. Listen, I'm weird, right? Crises are good for business. Very good for business. Days like today, I could turn up at 10 to 10. I don't even need to read the papers. I know what I'm going to talk about when I come on air. There's no scrabbling around for topics or desperately wondering whether you're going to be interested in this or interested in that. Topics like this, days like this are milk and honey for me. Good for business, great for business. But here it comes. Bad for the soul. So bad for the soul because I'm watching my country burn. And Keir Starmer was supposed to be a firefighter. We saw on Friday that the arsonists are on the march again. The last building they burnt down is still smouldering, and they insist that they should be put in charge of the rebuilding process. It's insane what's happened to this country. And for me at least, it's Starmer's failure to do anything about that. He courted the Times and the Sun. I don't know how closely you were following things. A colleague of mine's been in touch to point out that he gave all the juicy exclusives to the Times, to Rupert Murdoch's Times. He courted the Sun. He's taking questions at his conferences from GBBs and the Daily Mail. They want him dead.
Even he calls it GBBs. But yeah, no, he's absolutely correct. He's trying to pander to these people that do not like the left or the Labour whatsoever. You're trying to pretend you're a party that you're not. Be the party you are.
It is literally insane for him to be still courting these characters, these cretins, these corrupt operators, as if he is still living in 1996 when even Rupert Murdoch could be persuaded to give somebody else a chance. Those days are over. It's right wing or no wing. It's look after wealth or clear off. And he's still sucking up to them. He's still courting them when, as my colleague puts it, they refused to even countenance supporting you when it was clear you were going to win a landslide. You should have cut them loose then. Say what you like about opportunistic client journalists in this country. On a good day, they will work out which way the crowd is running and then get in front of it and pretend that they were leading all along. With Keir Starmer, they didn't even do that. They saw which way the crowd was running in enormous numbers and just sort of went, yeah, well, let's just sit tight. We'll come for him. We'll come for him. Give it 6 months, give it a year. We'll come for him. And he gave them opportunities to come for him. That's the thing you can't forgive. That's the thing that I'm afraid blind loyalism can never assuage. He gave them opportunities. He wasn't squeaky clean. Rule 1. What are we doing? How will the Daily Mail report it? Whether it's in public at the moment or not, how will the Daily Mail report it? But be careful, because the Daily Mail are nothing if not hypocrites. We're going to make Peter Mandelson ambassador. How will the Daily Mail report it? They'll love it, Prime Minister. OK, let's crack on with that then.
I bet they did.
By the way, when it blows up in your face, they will pretend that they never loved it. They will insist that it was an obvious indication of how unfit for the role you were and how that you should have seen this catastrophe coming from a million miles away, even though at the time they cheered it to the rafters. So, ask yourself, how will right-wing media deal with this nugget of information when they get hold of it? But remember, they are liars. They are snakes. So stop sucking up to them. Look at the list. Who's going to do that? Who's most likely to actually come at them? To actually say this country deserves better. You brought us Brexit. You brought us Boris Johnson. You brought us Liz Truss. You brought us austerity. These political disasters don't happen without media connivance and media complicity. And now, you're coming for Keir Starmer. Who's going to stand up and stop that process? Because Keir Starmer didn't. Is Andy Burnham going to do that? I frankly doubt it. Yeah. Is Angela Rayner going to do that? Is Ed Miliband going to do that? He's already had his chance. The Daily Mail maligned his dead father. Look it up. It's one of the most hideous examples, even by the grim standards of Paul Dacre, the former editor of that paper, when they came for Ed Miliband's dead dad, a military hero who served this country, and the Daily Mail came for his dead dad. So he's not going to do it. Wes Streeting seems unlikely. Yeah. Used to be a good thing for a politician to be desperate to be liked. Now, I'm not so sure. And of course, Wes Streeting, whether he's desperate to be liked or not, is loathed by a significant swathe of the Labour Party membership. So you're looking at Angela Rayner, really, as the one most likely to take the battle to the right-wing media, who will immediately respond by saying, oh, she's just bitter because we turned her over regarding her stamp duty.
Which she didn't mean to.
Please don't mention Nigel Farage's secret £5 million. I keep saying £5 million. I should apologise to Mr Farage for that. It could be £50 million. Yeah. We've got no idea how much money he secretly trousered from oligarchs and billionaires. Only he can answer those questions, and he won't even answer questions about the £5 million we know about.
Yeah.
But here is Angela Rayner misunderstanding the stamp duty that she was required to pay. Zach Polanski, absolute wombat. Not paying council tax on a boat and then misleading the media when they came asking questions about it. Grim. And it's happening all the time with Zach Polanski. But his followers will point out that this is as nothing compared to a £5 million, possibly 50.
No, fair.
Only one man can clear that up for us.
Polanski.
Being secretly gifted to somebody shortly before he announces his intention to try to become Prime Minister.
I mean, as a Green Party member, if Zach Polanski's done wrong, I will say he's done wrong as well. I'm not one of these followers that think that he walks on gold dust or something. If he's done wrong, he's done wrong. And yeah, he's done wrong.
That's what you should be battling. You might not succeed, but you're never going to succeed when you're playing on a pitch that is steeper than Mount Everest. Unless you can at least level it a little bit, or at least you try to level it, you're never going to win. Keir Starmer was doomed from the start. Unless he tried to return the country to a place where the truth matters.
Well, yeah,
to a place where facts prevail. To a place where...
I mean, when Labour got in with that landslide and they had so much, it was guaranteed that they were going to lose something. But at this rate and at this much, it's like, wow. Yeah, like James O'Brien is saying, maybe it is the media that's helping that a lot, you know. So we'll see. Let's carry on.
Where comments like fake news or alternative facts are not only treated with contempt but actively legislated against. It is not an affront to your freedom of speech to prevent you from calling for people to be burnt alive in their beds. It is not an affront to your freedom of speech to prevent you from lying through your teeth about other members of this population, or about observable scientific facts, or about what laws are in place in our capital city. These are libels, if you like, against populations. It is not a restriction of your freedom of speech to punish you for lying, for provoking, for inciting. And Keir Starmer blew it. He absolutely blew it.
I mean, it wasn't just Starmer. Oh, sorry, advertising. I mean, it wasn't just Keir Starmer. It's his team as well. You can't just blame one single person. But you can in some ways because he's the one in charge. But it's a lot of different things, you know, communicating and stuff like that. They have done good things, but you've just not heard about them.
So how did we end up here? This rather pithy comment from a Labour MP last night.
I will say this though, they have let down people on disabilities. They've let down people on disabilities, and they've let down people, trans people, and even you can say other small minority groups as well. They have let down quite a lot of people if you add them all up.
Andy's strategy has been a disaster. Angela has bottled it. Ed is on a hiding to nothing. Wes is AWOL, and God knows what Catherine West is doing. I am not quite sure how we ended up here. I am.
Right.
I wasn't 10 minutes ago. This happens occasionally on this programme. It's been a while, hasn't it? But I'm not. I'm not puzzled. I know exactly how we ended up here. We are still operating in an ecosystem that has entirely corrupted truth. We are still lionising people who brought this country to its knees. We are still promoting, whether it's to the editorship of The Spectator or the House of Lords, people who are proven failures and proven liars. Why? Because they are complicit in the protection of wealth. And the way that you persuade people who haven't got any wealth that they should be on that team as well is by fomenting the intoxication of racism, of misogyny, of homophobia. Give them someone to hate. Give them someone. And what did Keir Starmer do? He joined in.
Exactly. He joined in and he tried to be something that he's not, and that the Labour isn't. The not right wing, the centre left act like it.
What did Shabana Mahmood do? She joined in. Didn't make a stand against the 2-minute hate.
That's why I like James O'Brien. He says it as it is. And he's the only one I listen to on LBC.
All so presciently predicted. They didn't make a stand against it. They joined in. Because the ecosystem in which a country can cripple itself in the way that this country has done in the last 10 years persists. It's still in place. And what is the point of being Prime Minister if you're not going to try to return your country to reality? I don't care who's in the White House. I don't care who's in the Kremlin. I don't care who owns Twitter. I don't care who owns the Daily Mail. The only chance a population has of sustaining accountability, democracy and decency is if facts matter, if the truth prevails, if you and I are on opposing teams, biting chunks out of each other the minute the whistle blows, but we are in full agreement about what the rules of engagement are. You don't lie. You don't take £5 million from foreign-based billionaires and try to keep it secret and then refuse with the connivance of client journalists to answer questions about it. You don't cozy up to Vladimir Putin. You don't treat Donald Trump like a sane operator when his obvious dedication to the maligning of our country is visible from space. You take this on, or you wither and you die. And Keir Starmer's done none of that. No. Instead, we've got this.
You did not take a question about this £5 million donation.
No.
Why?
No, I tell you what. If you want to have a chat,
took questions on everything else.
If you want to have a chat, well, everything else was about the election. If you want to have a conversation,
some would say this speaks to your integrity, Mr. Farage.
if you want to have a discussion at some point, Nick, with me about illegally obtained information that shouldn't be in the public domain, we can talk about it.
Was it illegally obtained?
Should be in the
Oh,
public
yes.
domain.
And right now, yeah, as well as other things that have happened over the last few weeks, computer hacking, you know it. I'm afraid.
And he's done nothing. Yesterday, a chancer and a grifter. Come on, man. 2 years you've had to call this character out. 2 years you've had to kill. Instead, you've nicked some of his policies. You've tried to nibble his lunch. And here you are, saying, oh, give me another go. Give me another go.
You don't need more features in your
No, 100%.
backpack. You just need a backpack with better features.
No, 100%. 100%. No, spot on. James O'Brien always says the right thing in my eyes. I always hear the right thing from him, and he's correct. He is absolutely correct. Right, we're going to leave it for there for now. Sorry about the advert at the end as well. It happens. Alright, cool. Peace.